All right, so it's a new day. It's actually the weekend and it's hot outside. I got the door closed because it's 95 degrees outside. It's about 85 in the shop, and we're back working on our blue Honda N600 with the sport bike engine, and we've been tinkering with it slightly. Got the seats there, been working on the upholstery. They're universal buggy seats, and they got some tears in them, so I've been working on patching the upholstery, and then I'm going to paint them or dye them another color. I haven't decided what yet, so work on that. Got the seat brackets down there. I'm going to figure out how to attach those to the car. But something else has come in right here. I think I've expressed a couple times how the top looks unfinished. I didn't do any body work on the top. That's because these are going to go on the top. These and this. This is a sliding ragtop roof that came in the mail. It has the latch system and all the hardware. It's 35 by 45, so I have to get busy and tape off the paint that I don't want to get scratched and cut a hole in the roof to install our new slide back sunroof, which is canvas. So stay tuned and we'll get busy doing that. Little car is not going to have a roof for much longer, at least a solid one. All right, so we're a little further along on installing our new soft slide rag top. This is our canvas top. We got it laid out on our roof of our little Honda N600. This is the front bar. This piece, for shipping purposes, I believe needs to come off because that's actually part of the part that touches the car. Same as here. Needs to go here. I'm just kind of setting it out. Got some plastic and some tarps on the car so nothing gets scratched, and some tape. But we're going to have to cut a 33-inch wide hole by 42 or 43 inches long. And I'm trying to figure out the gap here in the back because when the top opens and accordions back, it needs to rest on a little bit of a spot. So I think I'm going to leave 8 inches in the back here. The rest of the channels are laying on the floor, and there's the corner pieces. So let's get measuring and let's see if we can get this thing on the car. We'll get this thing broken down. All right, so we're a little further along with our top project. The top is right there, resting on those seats, and we've got the car protected, and we have the framework for the top just sitting on the roof of the car and taped together just on the edges. I wanted to get an idea of how it's going to lay down. Now, I thought this top was pretty flat, but there is a bit of a curve to it, and these framework pieces have to bend to the curve of the roof. But we're looking here at my opening, so all the blue you see within the aluminum frame will be gone. So I've got to square this up and cut that off, and I think I'm going to have a little more toward the back than I thought and a little less to the front. The top hangs over the opening. Opening's right here, about 2 inches, but I don't want the top to be like over the windshield, so I've got to make it just right. And there's a beam, a support beam underneath here. I don't want to cut into that, so I originally wanted the top to start here, but I think I might move it forward just a little bit. So as they say in carpentry, measure twice, cut once. Okay, well, Stella, the little puppy dog there, is trying to beat the heat laying on the garage floor. It's a hot day. We've got our sliding ragtop frame taped up, mocked up on the floor. I've got a good measurement off that. And then we transferred the measurement to the car. And this was kind of hard. It took a while. As we said before, you measure twice, cut once. But we measured between the basic dimensions of the car, between the roof rail and, well, you find a center point, you measure between the roof rail and the windows to try to get equal distance on each side, and then you square it up by measuring a big X through the top. And it took a while, but we got it. And what we do, or what I did, since this is my first time installing a sliding sunroof, is I taped up with masking tape all the edges so nothing gets scratched. Everything from the top inwards is going to be saved, and everything within the center there is going to be removed. So I took the masking tape, protected, and my paint, and then I can write on it. And also I took pinstriping tape, excuse me. It comes in a roll like this, and you can stretch it, and it becomes like a chalk line. Essentially, if you hold it here and you pull it taut, it's like a piece of rope. So I got nice straight lines to cut on. So the green line I'll be cutting on. So we're 4.5 inches from the gutter all the way around. We're 7.5 inches on the corner, 8 in the middle, 7.5 on the corner. Again, 4.5 inches all the way along here, and then 5 inches in the middle, 4 inches on the above the driver. And you got to make sure that everything inside the car, your headliner, is clear. I don't have a headliner, but if you do, let's open the door. Make sure that everything is out of the way. Sun visors, headliners, seat belts, whatever you got in there. This car originally had an antenna right in this area, and I patched that, so I want to make sure that I'm not going to cut through that, and I won't be, because the antenna was like right about here. But there's some Bondo and stuff there, and I don't want to disrupt that and crack the paint. Okay, so we're going to get to cutting. This car's going to have a big hole in its roof very, very soon. Be sure to take your time. I'm going to put another one of these drop cloths all around the car so that my cutting blade doesn't etch with sparks into my glass. That's a real nice thing to do, is when you're all done, to have pits in your glass from cutting. I've done that before. So I'm going to cover the car and start cutting. All right, so now we got a nice big hole cut in the top of the car, and we have the frame sitting within the hole. We have to now go around and drill where each one of these little studs are to align the frame with where it needs to be. The top panel, pretty blue panel, is over here. Used to be in the roof. All right, so we've been working on our little blue N600 Honda with the sport bike engine. You can't tell because it's all covered up. And we got our hole cut, and I've got the front and the rear part of the frame in. Got the holes drilled. Got to go along and just make sure it all fits and lines up, that each piece sort of interlocks and looks good. So we're going to call it good for the night. We'll work on this for a couple hours, and we'll pick up again probably next video. All right, so we're making some more progress on our top here on our little N600. You can see I've actually got the top laid out, and I got some white stuff on it there. It's not completely bolted in yet, but I do have the track in and square. This is the header bar that locks. Let's see how this works. That hook comes out, and it's supposed to go into that slot. Might need a little adjustment. But I know my frame is square, and I've got the top on it to kind of verify that. It's not completely screwed down, but we're getting closer all the time. Now this actually does have nuts on it, so I can't pull it up. But this is how this part here is bolted down. Everything else slides back. And unfortunately, they missed, one of the sliders is missing. I've got to call the company and see if they can get me a new one. But we're making progress. It's starting to look like something now. All right, so it's a hot day, and Stella's telling me she probably wants to go home or go to the park or something. She's just laying around like a lazy dog. But I haven't been a lazy dog. No, look, this is our little Honda. It's a 1970 Honda N600 with the sport bike engine, and the top is finally done. I still have a few little things to do on it, stretch it, and I've got to put some metal bracing behind here because there's a little bit of a wow where the bolts attach. But it came out really good. It's nice and taut, like a drum. It seems like it seals pretty good. I'm a little concerned about lint. I tried to wipe it with a white rag, and half the rag came off on the black canvas. But I'm pretty impressed with that. It looks pretty good. It's probably going to have a little bit of wind noise here in the front, I think, just because obviously wind goes over the top of the car, and there's adjustments for that. Let me open the door here. That's what these are for. You can crank it down. That's what the inside looks like. And to release it, you can see, or maybe you can't see, you just release that and pull this back and the whole thing slides. And it's a little tight. Let's see if I can slide it back for you and open it up. Yeah, it's pretty stiff. Go on this side here. I gotta loosen up this one a little bit. Can't do it with one hand. That's kind of embarrassing. But anyhow, once I get this to loosen up a little bit, this part opens up to about right here, and these accordion back, so it kind of hangs off the back. It's got a nice big opening top. But I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna keep it closed, keep it tight, and latch it. Let's see how I can latch it. There we go. And it pulls it tight, snaps. That's really nice. I like the way that looks. It's been a lot of work. I'd say that I have 6 hours into putting this thing in. The old part of the roof is right there. That's the old roof panel. I masked off the car so I wouldn't get any sparks or damage to the glass. It's pretty cool. Once I get the top greased or whatever it needs to open more freely, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have our hair blown on a nice summer day driving our motorcycle powered Honda N600 with the new sliding soft top roof. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something. You probably thought the video was over, and I sort of did too, but I realized the whole purpose of having a sliding ragtop roof was to open it up, and I didn't do a very good job of showing you how it opens. It's a little stiff. I have to use 2 hands, so I had to put the camera down, and I didn't film opening it, but it's not too bad. It just makes 2 accordion folds. You can see it doesn't fold over the back window. There's still a gap there, and it's not too hard, but I like to open it. Basically, you unlatch the front there, and I just kind of pull with each hand on the side, and it comes back real nice. And I think I can shut it with one hand. Let's see here. But it's just pretty stiff. Yeah, it's kind of like a closet door or something. It's definitely stiffer than it should be. But you just pull, and it unfolds and latches, and it looks good. Although I think I like it better open. That's the whole purpose, right? It's not a convertible. It's not a sunroof. See, when you push it back, you kind of got to lift these folds up there. There. Watch me rip it. Wouldn't that be great? So I think with use, it'll get to be a little easier to open and close. For right now, it's not too bad. That'll be nice on a nice sunny day. But yeah, I wanted to show you what that'll look like. In fact, here, let me stand inside the car. Isn't that nice? It's really big. It's really nice. Stella's going to like it. She's probably going to stick her head out the sunroof with her tongue hanging out on a nice hot day, sitting next to me driving. All right, thanks for watching.